Well, I could have sworn that you were looking right at me.
Every song has its own meaning, and it's got its own meaning to me, and then it's got a different meaning to the people who hear it. I write a lot from personal experience, and then also a lot sometimes parts will come in that are kind of like make-believe fantasy stuff, and it's this mix of like real life and dreams and things you either wish would happen or you imagine would happen. And I think a lot of it is really relatable, and then a lot of it can be kind of like wistful sometimes, and you just want to like go away to another place.
Never thought they could.
It's kind of been there pretty much all of my life in different forms, whether it was through theater or writing my own music or singing other people's music. When I was a little kid, I used to sing along and record myself on cassette tapes and send them to my mom's friends. There was definitely some inspiration in the community I grew up in, which is Antigonish, and I met a lot of local musicians and people who really kind of pushed me to pursue what I was doing, and they played a really big part in inspiring me to actually go out and kind of communicate my music to other people instead of sitting in my room and, you know, being a closet songwriter, which many people are.
I've been dreaming of
I had a friend who moved down into Wolfville, and so I came down to play, and I remember that the first time I was here, I got out of the car and I just went, this is kind of like home. In a very short time, I met a large community of people who either did what I did or supported what I did or just became really good friends, and it was just a really welcoming place.
There's so many good artists and musicians in this area, all in one little area, that no matter which way you turn, that you're going to find some really great stuff. And one good thing about this community is that everybody supports everybody else, 100%. So it's a pretty good feeling to know that you have that kind of community around you while you're trying to do the same kind of work.
I released my first album in 2008, and then I went back to school, so I kind of had a little bit of a, not a total hiatus, but everything kind of slowed down a little bit. When I met Scott, they had just recorded their album, and we talked for a long time about recording, and finally I said, all right, we're doing this for real, right? And he went, yeah, okay, and that was kind of it.
Changing of the seasons.
Well, I'm really into recording. I love her music, and she's a good friend of mine too, so it's nice to be able to help each other out again and get the project on the go.
You've got me hooked like some cheesy romance.
And so it's a little different than the last one. It's a little more kind of like blues and jazz influenced. I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of it, and I have some really great musicians playing on it, so I'm just excited to get started.
Pretty quickly after we met, she started coming around more and playing at Patty's a bit more often. We're always around there playing music, so she invited us to join her, and we did, of course. So ever since then, we've been doing different things together.
It's a really different experience when you get to play with musicians who you trust enough that you feel relaxed around, and that's the biggest thing for me, is just having that trust. My bass player and my drummer I've known since we went to high school together, and then obviously Scott and Ryan have a pretty tight connection, and it just kind of turns into a really fun thing to do. With music, it's kind of always surprises. I just hope to keep playing for a really long time.
To breathe.
Watch Eastlink magazine. You'll be glad you did.